Yo, yo, yo. EHM Trades, Bloom CEO, Marcus in the house, Bloom. Yo, 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 what's good with y'all, man? Bloom CEO, Marcus in the house, EHM Trades. You know I'm always repping. You know I'm always repping. If you don't see me with this hat on, then I probably got a new hat. But mainly the other part is because my hair too super long. But you know I'm always repping. That's the main point is I'm always repping. Looking at Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin's still going crazy. What a time! What a time we are in right now, right? Am I right? Like what a time to be alive. I keep just constantly thinking of that future Drake album, just because during that time we were you know using that saying because even then it was a crazy time to be alive, but now just mind bomb is what I experience in all the time when I think about certain things. Financial system, financial markets, tech, mind bomb. See what we're gonna get into today. Oh, I know what we're gonna get into today. I know what we're gonna get into today. Cause this part of trading is what I love. This part of the journey is what I love. Not even just trading. I think trading is one of many. I'm sure there are some out there that are like trading in certain aspects that I'm gonna mention here in a second. But I don't think there is anything as rewarding and requiring as trading, right? So rewarding, I mean, we know the rewards that are available aside from money. Like, let's pull ourselves away from dollar signs. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about this, right? If you're in the sports world, the NBA world, you know what this means when this happens, and you know who does this. But no, that's what I'm worried about. Not worried. Let me not use that wording. We want to be intentional in our wording, in the way we use words. So as far as what I'm focused on in my pursuit of anything, it is what is most valuable to me, right? And money is not the most valuable thing, right? Time is the most valuable to me. It could be different for you, but if you understand the two, right? And you've heard of that saying, if you had to spend all the money in the world to live 3 more days, would you do it? Right? Or just that type of concept, right? And that just will break down very plainly which one has more value, right? And so when we think of rewarding, it's the time freedom that trading is such a giving. It's such a giving industry, right? But the other one, what it's requiring is for you to not be who you are now, right? Not be who you are now, and that's not to say you're a bad person, because I think about for me, how where I see myself as a trader, it's going to require somebody so much higher than this current person that you see right now, that I look at in the mirror. It's going to require so much more, right? Because I know the things, that I do, even outside of just what affects my trading, but how I can continue to build my mindset, right? And it translates, like, so many areas of life, man, translate to how much development you see in your trading, right? Because it exposes you in a sense, in terms of, if you're not working on certain things outside of trading, it's going to be magnified when you are trading. It's going to be illuminated when you are trading because of what trading requires. All right, so what we're going to get into today is something I think is highly important, for anybody trading, beginners, doesn't matter, intermediate, advanced, doesn't matter. But for myself, as I'm reflecting here, I was coming off a pretty hot streak, and one thing about trading is when you are on a hot streak, you know that there is a time that is coming to where something is gonna cool you off, right? It's gonna cool you off, and how we stay protected within that is risk management. Is risk management. Of course, staying disciplined and staying consistent to our principles, and not reinventing the wheel, right? Not creating anything new just because you're on a hiatus, right? Not trying to venture off and to do something that you haven't spent equal time with of what has been successful for you, right? And however you define success in the market, but how I define success is constantly executing my plan. So just being disciplined with execution, being consistent in my execution, and being patient in my execution, just practicing those threes over and over and over and over again. That is how I define success in my trading. And I know because I've seen it, like, as long as I just do that, I'll be good. Like, no matter what the P&L says, as long as I do that, I'm going to be good 100%, right? Just because of, that's just the way it goes, right? When you do what you're supposed to do over and over and over again, right? And if you, of course, you have to have something that works, right? Which that's something I have not a single doubt about in my mind, when it comes to having something that works, right? It just comes down to, am I being honest in my approach every single time? And I was, for a decent amount of time, right? For a handful of trades in a row, right? But then I'm gonna show you guys this right here. See these two right here? And these are what just recently that just destroyed my account. And the good thing about it is, I'm in a very blessed situation where I'm able to, put in some funds when I can, right? I don't have a ton of capital to throw into a trading account right now, and I will. Like, that's something, once again, not a single doubt in my mind, right? Because I'm making better money decisions. I'm budgeting. I'm not spending money on just anything, right? When it comes to, food is something I've cut out, like just spending money on food randomly. You know, that's a real big one, for me, honestly, because you don't see $15 a day here and there. It adds up on a monthly scale. And my excuse has always been, okay, I don't have enough capital to trade and get these $1,000 days, and this and that, and really just making excuses. Instead I heighten my awareness to the opportunities that I do have currently readily available now, right? And I find myself in a really blessed opportunity because, in my opinion, it's easy to trade with a lot of money. It's easy to trade with a lot of money, especially what I know about the market personally. And one thing I know about the market, right, is the market, it's going to eventually be in, what's the word I'm looking for? It's eventually at some point. And so if I went and I hit the buy button or the sell button right now on any given pair, right? And maybe I didn't have the slightest bit of analysis when I did it. If I hit the buy and sell button on any given pair, eventually I'm going to be in profit. Like, at some point in time. And like, there are very rare cases where that could not be true, right? And so what I'm saying by that is, if I had a $1 million trading account, $100,000 trading account, and I was even trading with a manageable lot size, let's say I'm trading 50,000 units of currency, right? I can manage a significant drawdown with that, right? So that's a point 0.5 lot, right? I can manage a significant drawdown with that, right? And so, but that is not our goal. Like, we don't want to open up our trading account and be like, damn, and just to see we are in significant drawdown, right? Like, we want those clean entries, and more importantly, we want a consistent approach. That is the main point, right? That is how we, as traders, as investors, as risk takers, that is how we stay safe when we can calculate the risk, right? We can calculate if we're kind of just saying, okay, essentially, I'm going all in. I'm just gonna risk it all every single time. Like, that's not sustainable at all. That's not sustainable at all. So, like I said, I'm in a blessed position to where, while I'm growing my capital, expanding my knowledge on my finances and how to diversify, budgeting and doing better with how I'm tracking my finances, my incoming and my expenses. As I develop in that area, I'm able to still trade with a freaking $20 account, $50 account, $60 account, right? And just focus on growth every day. Growth. 3% a day is my goal. So 3% on freaking $90 a trading account, that's $3, right? And not even the dollar amount matters, which is why I love the process of this, because I'm able to pull myself away from the money, right? Because I'm like, damn, $3 is not a lot at all. Okay. But what is the point behind me doing this then? If $3 is not a lot, what's the point? Why not just stack the money until I can put X amount of dollars in there? And now my, instead of my 3% or my $3, it's $30 or $300. Why not just wait? Well, then we don't really learn anything. Then we don't learn anything. And so being able to being able to manage my risk with small amounts, I think is going to be so beneficial to the next 5 years of my trading and investing, just being able to handle small amounts, because like I said, I know it's just a matter of time for, I'm in the position where I can handle large amounts of capital, whether it's trading, investing, and whatnot. And so with that being said, yeah, like I said, unique position that I'm in, a grateful position that I'm in. A lot of us may be in that same position. Like, damn, I don't have a lot of capital to put in there. But trust me, if you're able to really execute with small amounts, it really works on your psychology for every day to like have such power on the other side of this computer when it comes to trading and like what that provides us, right? And then not to see very small amounts of profits on a cost side, on a like just a monetary side of things, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what we are engaging with when we see that. It's like, damn, $3, damn, $5, damn, $20. Like, I want them $500 days and $1,000 days. But like, the more that we can pull ourselves away from that, the more that we can focus on the other aspects that are actually much more important. You know what I'm saying? So, and so yeah. With that being said, I just wanted to show you guys something that costed me this week, right? So 11/18, right? Let's go over to the charts. I primarily right now trade USD to the yen. That's my primary pair that I trade right now. I love gold, so I always trade gold. But as like I said, my capital increases, that's when I'll feel more comfortable with my margin amount to trade gold. And so I'm on UJ right now. I keep in keep tabs on the Bank of Japan and just when it comes to the macros, I have not only analyzed U.S. macros but also Japan macros to kind of understand how our currencies line up against each other. And so yeah, I was trading on Monday, right? And this line right here, right? This line right here is my daily level. So my daily level, we see that right here, very clean level, right? So let's rewind actually. Let's rewind to right here, right? My daily level, very, very clean level that we've seen this recent bullish run, right? With the strength that's come from the dollar. This has been going since about the 16th of September. We know the dollar even picked up more strength, around election time, which was about in this area. But this is also in the reason the dollar had so much strength against the yen was also because of the uncertainties of the yen, right? There were some things politically wise going on with the yen. Their wage growth was down, their unemployment rate was poor, and their economy was struggling. They were trying to get specific people in power, or not specific people, but decide who's going to be in power to start leading the economic reconstruction of the yen over there and bring some value back to their yen. So all that stuff has been going on, right? And I mean, we've seen the dominance from the dollar against the yen over the last couple months, right? And prior to that, this was the area that I was eyeing for us to move back towards, because the way I like to find my areas, support and resistance areas, I like to refer to some of these areas as decision making levels. So that's where the DML comes from. But I look for just a specific candle structure, just really easy for my eyes to see anytime I'm scanning the chart. But it was right there, and it's a clean area that we can see. Sellers dominated this area, right? But on that way down, leaving inefficient price action, right? So just that imbalance there in price, leaving that, what I understand about the nature of the market, that is a portion of the market, inefficient price action. That price will come balance out, right? So it did that, right? If we were to mark this up on how this would look, right? This at this point, once it gets through here, it finally filled that area, right? And then just about, what was that, a couple hundred pips after, right, we moved to this daily area. And it is a written rule for me, right, for my trading, to not try to trade through these levels. Like that is a no-no for me. However, we get to let's go down to the hour. We get to Monday's trading session, right? Monday's trading session. And long story short, I end up taking a buy entry. The main reason, and I want to actually show you guys this because it's important. So I'll read over this real quick. Let's see. Stopped out on previous entry in profit to protect against market correction. UJ at strong daily decision making level right now. This is what I was referring to just a second ago. But fundamental perspective, looking for a discounted entry price with a bullish sentiment, right? So what I was saying here is my fundamental perspective around the dollar versus the yen was bullish, right? Like I said, understanding the strength our dollar has, and understanding that the yen is struggling right now. And then on top of that, I use Matif to measure how the yen is doing just by itself, right? To also give me that extra confirmation, right? So that's what I was saying there. But let's see. Proper risk in place so I can absorb market correction, right? Will not absorb too much correction. It's funny I said that there. And this is when I entered this trade. I typed this out when I entered this trade. Will not absorb too much correction. Wow. SL So stop loss near same level as previous entry. So what happened was I took a buy right here, right, and it ended up getting stopped out. And where I got stopped out at is basically where I entered again, and then I put my stop loss at this entry point, right? So that's what I'm saying there. And so if we see, I got stopped out of this trade at 6:09, and I entered 8 minutes later, right there, right? And then I said, so slightest bit of FOMO on this entry, right? I was going to wait for correction down to specific decision making level that had an area of inefficiency. So what was I saying here? So I entered that trade at 6:17, right? Let's get to that time. Let's get to 6:17. Oh, that's back here. Right. I wanted to enter down here, somewhere down here. Right. There's that 3 candle structure I'm looking for again. Right. I wanted to enter somewhere down here. Right. Just because of the bullish action that we had. Just this bullish nature, right, from price. Right. I was going to wait for that correction. Like, I would have loved an entry down there, right? That's what I was talking about when it comes to the discounted price, right? But just to the right of it, you see I said, did not wait for break and close above key level, right? So what I did not do on this entry was wait for price to close above this decision-making level and actually show me that it was going to stay above. Like, I have ways I analyze the market to confirm that, right? So one of my written rules I have to not try to trade through these levels because it has hurt me so many times before, right? I went directly against that, right? And I said, had a discounted price marked up on UJ, right? So this is my discounted price that I wanted to enter at. Had that marked up, right? To at least enter there. Two ways I could have played this, right? I could have taken the sell off. And what am I saying by that? Because as I saw us getting to this decision making level, I was sitting there thinking, wow, we've been on a significant bullish run. Like, why don't I just sell off of this area here? But then my ego came in and took over. And the reason I say that is because I reflecting on that, I just think about how strongly I was tied to the fundamental, just my personal fundamental perspective. Like, I was not considering anything else, right? I was just so attached to what I saw from the market fundamentally when it comes to the macros, right? Like, I was not actually analyzing, right? And I was having that bias, right? And I do my best to stay away from any bias and allow all market information for me to interpret all market information, right? And I did not do that, right? And that is somewhere we want to stay away from, which is and what I'm going to get back to on right here is, and I'm not gonna read all this, but this goes to show a few things as well. That the value of a trade log, I cannot stress how much this has made me a better trader. I'm a more accountable trader. I'm just having the trade log. Long story short, with this entry, right? I was overconfident, and then with that position that I had at a better level, I was over leveraging. I had a 5,000 unit currency market order or pending order in, at that level when I was already in drawdown. So I did not manage my risk well at all. Once I saw myself in drawdown with this trade, because I had time to close this one out, and I didn't, right? I had time to adjust my lot, and I didn't. Why? Because I was like, okay, damn, it corrected. It's it has to go bullish from here. So I'm gonna just leave my order like I'm just gonna leave my order in normal. And I'm gonna profit big. And that's not the way to look at it, because I didn't even think about, oh, what if this goes really wrong? What if it goes really wrong? Well, it did go really wrong, and I basically, like, I blew everything I profited on my account, right? And so, yeah, that's the main takeaway from this. These two lessons I took right here, $58, right? Which my account was somewhere around 80. And so, like I said, basically wiped out my entire account. I'm grateful I'm able to put some more funding into that account. But once again, it's not the dollars so much that I care about. It's the fact that I tried to beat the market, and I tried to force my sentiment and my perspective and my analysis and my wanting to be right, my ego, right? It's EHM trades, but the E is not for ego. I don't want to live with the ego. I don't want to operate in ego. I don't want to trade with an egotistic perspective. That is setting me up for just defeat, right? And so I just wanted to get on here and share that with you guys, because it's highly important for us to, as traders and as really as people, to pull ourselves away from money, not in a way that I don't care about money. Like, no, that is not my mindset at all. But the thing is, we don't want to become we don't just want to become so fixated on money. We don't understand principles and values that allow us to not only obtain as much money as possible for us, but to just be aware of all the true money opportunities and opportunities to develop as human beings, right? And so that's one of the main things I love about trading. Trading allows you to do that every time you get on the chart, every time you take a trade, back test, paper trade, like all of that is building just like values that can translate into anything you do. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had for today. Just wanted to share that was pretty much my trading week so far. It's 11:20. So I took those trades on 11:18, or so yeah, Monday. So I'm back on the chart on 11:21. I'll have a little bit more funding in my account, and I'll have this trade log in front of me, just because it's so important for us to continue to be accountable, right? We can only go as far as we allow ourselves to. And there's no way to sugarcoat this trading journey. There's no way to sugarcoat anything about trading, right? And so if you want the most out of your trading, and I do, I'm willing and I am going to do the things that are required of trading to be as rewarding as I know it will be to me. So yeah, EHM Trades, Bloom, CEO Marcus, live in the community tomorrow, Thursday 11:21. So we live trade Monday through Thursday, just sharing feedback back and forth, doing chatting it up. So yeah, everybody's welcome to that. And if you need access to that, the link is in our descriptions in our YouTube. But other than that, we will see you. I'll see you guys on the next video.